All right, guys, in this video, we are going to be talking about whether or not Frostborn could become one of the top 10 games. This is something that I've always thought Frostborn could become. And then I gave up hope, after two on my bigger channel, after two videos where I was like, it's going to be a top 10 game this year. And then it didn't end up being a top 10 game. And then they had this big comeback right around January. I was like, yes, it's going to happen again. And I put it in another top 10 video giving it, basically I've given Frostborn millions or over 1 million views of being a top 10 game of 2021 and then 2022. At the end of the day, I'm like, this is not panning out. And so I kind of lost a lot of hope. But since the war, a lot of people don't know Frostborn. Most of the devs are Ukrainian. Since the war, which is still going on, but basically since they came back from the initial part of that, it has just been update after update, positive updates. The whole Frostborn community has been growing, and it has had a lot of hope for Frostborn with all of these updates back to back to back. And so that's what we're going to talk about this episode. We're going to talk about whether or not Frostborn could become if it's lost its chance, or if it could become over time, if they keep doing what they're doing, a top 10 game. I have someone on here. Many of you know King of Trying It. He is one of the most well-versed people I know as far as like the gaming industry, mobile gaming industry. He has his own opinions, but as far as like just raw amount of information on games, he's one of the ones that knows the most about betas and what companies are doing and all that stuff. So I might be about to die.
Making me blush now.
Yeah. Hey, welcome. So we're gonna talk about on December next episode. This episode, I want to talk about Frostborn. Frostborn, you've played a lot of Frostborn. You're not playing it now. Just to give you an update. Oh, this guy's Floki. Hey. I mean, he's in blue gear. I'm not gonna kill him, though. I can't even see him on my mini map. I would destroy him though. PvP. He wants to PvP me with.
Yeah, kill him.
Sure.
Do it now. In today's episode, I am your conscience. Kill them all.
All right, he's gonna go back and get better gear. So we'll see how that pans out. Do I have what I need? Okay, so basically Frostborn has come to fill you in, King of Trying It. Basically, Frostborn, the last 4 seasons have been either slightly good or really good. And I know that when you were part of Frostborn, it'd be like a good update and then a bad update, or 2 good updates and then a really bad update. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so ever since the Ukrainian-Russian war settled enough, I mean, I know it's still going on some, but ever since it settled enough that they were able to come back from that, they have just been, every update's been amazing. Just a lot of forward progress. Or not every update's been amazing. They went from good, bad to slightly good or really good. They're always good. Some are better than others, and it's creating a lot of positive energy in the Frostborn community. And so, from your opinion, now, one of the reasons Frostborn didn't make it in the beginning is because it had a horrible launch. And then we thought, what's that?
They could have done a lot better with that, with the Frostborn launch for sure.
Yeah, so many bugs, things caused problems. Then they started to get better right around that January mark, and I was like, yeah, let's do another. I did another top 10 video, giving them more. I've given them over 1 million views now of being on my top 10 list, which are sometimes ranked number 1 for top 10 of mobile. If you type in top 10 mobile games, on my bigger channel, that's the first video that comes up, and Frostborn's in there both years, and then it tanks. So I'm not gonna put it this year. I'm just too embarrassed to. I might put it a little credit at the end, but I'm feeling that hype. Frostborn always has been just a unique, fantastic mobile game. Do you think that if they were able to just make amazing updates back to back to back to back to back and keep doing what they're doing and keep it up, do you think Frostborn could ever become a top 10 game?
No. And let me tell you why. Frostborn is amazing. I played Frostborn for 2 years, maybe a little bit more or less. I don't remember, but I definitely played it in its beta before it went global. And it's an amazing game. But its style, its period of where it was, it's lost in time. And as much as people will play it and really enjoy it, it will get to a point where people just want to see different type of games or experience different stuff. And you can find Frostborn type games, not the same like North of Mythology or anything like that, but just the style of it. There are so many of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I could Lord Last Day on Earth, obviously.
But there's nothing like Frostborn with the multiplayer.
No, of course not. Definitely not. So, but that's the thing, though. But that makes it unique and fun, and why it brings you there in the first place. But it's not crazy enough, unique enough, or different enough for it to go crazy, like global or viral. Do you know what I mean? Because as you're saying, like it's really big on your channel. It's hit the top 10 twice. People see it, and people make opinions off those top 10s majorly. It's majorly influenced, and yet they still haven't had a crazy or considerable surge like Fortnite or these big games that we know of to go like that. It should have been by now, for sure. The game is amazing, full stop, but it just hasn't, and it's because of its style, in my opinion. Definitely only my opinion, though. Other people may say something different to that.
Yeah, totally. All right, I'm fighting this guy.
What do you think, though? Like your personal view on it, though?
What's my personal view on it?
Yeah,
I
because you obviously
am.
love the game as well.
Oh my gosh, I am so close to killing this guy. I'm really annoyed. I don't know if I should have just dispelled then. This guy, I've gotten the best of him twice now. And I can't finish him off. I almost finished him off that time, but we'll see if he's truly leaving this time. There he is. Yeah, he left. Ah! I'm so bad at finishing people. Alright, but that wasn't even the guy that said we were going to PvP.
That was my problem.
I beat him in 3 encounters. I had the counter. He was a flask class, and I had bolas, which was a pretty good combo for me because I outranged him. But I just could not land the kill. Maybe, I mean, when I used my speed potion, he used his speed potion. I don't know. Anyways, I got real close once, but didn't quite pull it off. So, okay. So, okay. Yeah. Well, you make a really good point. I've given so much publicity, obviously with this channel, actually at this point, millions of views, from this channel alone, even though I'm only getting a few thousand at a time. We've definitely hit, the video, enough views to hit over probably 2 or 3 million views on Frostborn, just because we've done about 1,000 videos with an average of 3,000 views, something like that.
Okay.
And so it's gotten the publicity. Hold on. Fight on site? Question mark. So it's gotten the publicity that it needs to go big, and it hasn't. But my question is, all of those times it's been thwarted by... Okay, someone's clearly here. sneaking up behind him. He's got instigator gear on. No, that can't be right.
Instigator is still PvE, right? Or have they changed that?
No. Come on. I gotta finish him. He's speed potted. I shouldn't have used my dispel. Why did I? Oh my gosh. There's a it's a three-way battle now. Ah, this is what I love about Frostborn. Alright, well, my dispel's on cooldown and my yeah, I'm gonna go hide in this bush real quick. See if they fight each other. Okay, well, I beat that guy too, but I couldn't finish him off. Now, part of me not finishing him off was I used my dispel instead of my flash. Oh my gosh, this guy's got... Did he? Oh, he didn't waste his taunt. There we go. Wasted his taunt. Come on. I just bullet a thrall. Oh, I gotta go back and get more dispels. Alright. Well, hopefully those guys don't kill each other. This is fun. So this is what I feel like is something about Frostborn. I just the random encounters. You don't know when you're going to run into them. There's something unique about it. Every time I've given Frostborn publicity, if you already responded to this, I'm sorry. I wasn't listening because of the PvP. Every time I get on publicity, there has been something tangibly bad about updates that I feel like could have been the cause for why it didn't keep growing. Is it possible for a game that has lost the graces of many people? Many people are just done with Frostborn. They're never going to believe in Frostborn again. Can a game like that ever recover? And that's the question I guess I'm trying to get at is can a game that has lost grace with so many people, is there enough people in the world that they could still make it someday?
Well, yeah. Logically, yes. 100%. That's definitely, yeah, they could recover. They could, if they make the right moves, do the right updates, definitely. But the thing I'll say to that is, even if they did that and they did an amazing update and did something that was just blew people's minds, it's that thing of first impression again. You get all these floods of new players in. The pressure is that you don't want to mess it up. You don't want to make it unbalanced, unfair, because it's such a big PvP game.
Yeah.
The accuracy for balance has to be so strict. Whenever a player feels hard done by or misfortuned and it's not their fault, it's enough and look at, especially if you've spent money. It's even worse and even more pain if you've spent money. And some games do a really good job by going, hey, there's no PvP, have fun. They spend the money and they stay around because there's no pain. If they're having fun and their friends are talking and it keeps them coming back for more, there's no reason for them not to come back. But in a PvP game, it's much more challenging because there's always going to be some level of pain. And it's being like, you've got to get a psychologist into your game effectively and like know gamers so you can, you know, avoid losing so much audience, because I've been told that that's what they're doing now. Apparently they did a lot in Diablo to influence their buying kind of settlements and stuff like that. So that's what has to happen, and that's tough for Frostborn. Frostborn is in a very fun and awesome, like you said just a minute ago, like when it's a free or random encounters in PvP, it is fun. It is so exciting. The high is so high when you kill or get amazing loot. It's just like the dopamine is just a hard hit, but so is it to lose it. And if you've never played a game like that, you may not be prepared for those type of feelings. I'm just being real. You might be one of those people that turn into a meme because you destroyed your computer. You know what I mean? And you go worldwide because you've just done it in a crazy way. Because Frostborn is one of those games that will make you do that.
Yeah. So I just got attacked by a fourth party, and I fought him back. I don't like Fluky right now because he is. Oh no! I lost my.
What did you lose?
Is he gonna gang up on me? Oh, they ganged up on me! What turds! Well, that's fine.
But see,
It
but that's
wasn't
not
what I
good for you, 'cause
lost.
but you're like rich in resources, though, right? Like you've played the game a while, and you can afford to lose some
Oh
battles
yeah.
and win
No,
some.
I can. Yeah, I can lose some stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that because Floki just did some teaming, that the other guy was gonna work with me to team up on Floki, but he was waiting to see who was low. I'm curious to see if he turned on Floki at the last second, if they turned on each other or not. But that was unexpected. You know, and that's one of the things that, I mean, teaming's lame in Frostborn, but it is a little bit more like a survival game that you even have the option to just totally be that way. So I'm gonna run in there and just see what's left. I probably shouldn't kill that guy in the first place. But I'm curious to see what happens here. May ayudas. You chose wrong, bro. I need to say that in Spanish, don't I? You chose wrong, bro.
Be hilarious if he never understood you. After all of that.
That guy was trying to get me to kill you.
I have a new question for you then. If Frostborn went third person, do you think they could expand and it would be a better game? With everything the same, the way it runs and everything, but it was just 3D. And then obviously, you know, when you're at your house now or your base, it obviously has 2 to 3 floors to it instead, because obviously it's 3D now.
I didn't try to kill him. I didn't try to kill you after we stopped attacking. I don't know. Anyways, so I do think that a first-person Frostborn would be a mind-blowing game. I think it would do really well. But I don't think it's in Kafir's wheelhouse. I think they'd be basically having to start over. And they'd have to get all new devs, which they could do. They have the money to do it.
Yeah, they would have to use a different engine as well, and maybe an engine they're not familiar with, which might be an issue too. Because I don't think Frostborn runs on like Unreal, does it?
Yeah, period, because he said that I should attack you. It's not Unreal Engine. I thought they made it with Unity. Or they made Last Day on Earth with
that's
Unity.
what I was asking. I couldn't remember what engine
I don't
they
know.
used.
I know that they use Unity for Last Day on Earth, but I should know the answer to this question.
This is your number one game, right?
Yeah, I know, right? I think that Frostborn, the thing about Frostborn is it has it. I do think it's unique enough. This is where I think I disagree with you. I think that it's unique enough in the team aspects. I mean, I think they should change a few things. Like families just aren't working. The 4-player families. There's too much scamming. They need to create a new system. They might have to go to make it a little less unique in that regard. But there's enough things that are unique, like the people in the zones, that is. I mean, people don't know it when they first start playing Last Day on Earth, but Like, okay, so here's the thing. I had a conversation with Winsanity. Do you know Winsanity?
No, I don't.
Okay, so he's got millions of subscribers. I don't know. He basically Power Power Bang Gaming. You know him, and
He sounds familiar.
yeah, he's huge in PUBG Mobile. Power Bang, promoted Winsanity. Winsanity is really funny. Totally just, I mean, the guy's exploding. His channel's still exploding. Um, and so I was talking to Winsanity because Winsanity got really into Frostborn, but he wasn't covering it on his channel because he knew it wasn't going to do well, and he was making, getting millions of views on PUBG. Why, he's not going to switch.
Yeah.
Even though he wanted to play Frostborn even more than PUBG at the time. And so I was asking him about it, and I was on like his live stream, and he was talking to me about it. It's like, oh yeah, and basically he knows Star Snipe, and he was like, oh yeah, Last Day on Earth. And I was like, well, the difference between Frostborn and Last Day on Earth is that Frostborn has actual multiplayer. And when Sanity was like, oh, well then there's no question which one's better. And I think that is something that, okay, I kind of want to go gear up and try to fight Floki again. I don't want to get teamed up on again, but we'll do it anyways. Floki got me, even though I beat him in every fight. He ended up getting the upper hand. Good use of teaming.
See, I'd come on, but I don't think I'm in any of your servers, even though I'm in 4 of them.
No, I don't think you're in the NA.
No,
Okay.
I don't think I'm in the NA, sadly.
I'm gonna
There's
gear
everything
up.
on my accounts. I've got stuff in the vault or that basement thing, so I've got like a storage of all good items down there.
But I'm in a solo zone anyway, so you wouldn't be able to find me.
Oh no, if they're teaming in there, surely I can join in the solo zone as well. If I was in that server.
Well, you can't time it, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, true.
theoretically, you can get in the same zone as me, but the chances are unlikely. So, okay, well, so that's why I think that. But let's say that it was unique. Let's go with my view on this. That it is unique. What would it take for Frostborn? How many good updates would it take before the stigma of having screwed it up wore off enough to where people could make it a top 10 game? Because in order for it to be a top 10 game, players are going to have to come back to Frostborn. And so what would it take you? You're a great example. What would it take you to come back to Frostborn? Would it have to just be that everyone's talking about Frostborn?
That would help, but that wouldn't be it. You have to be at least 5 good updates in a row for starters.
Well, we're already at 4 or 3, so
okay.
I have a feeling.
Maybe 7 then.
But it also depends how good the update is. Some of them have just been.
I was just about to say that though, but it depends on what
good.
update kind of has in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, so for example, because I pitched an idea to Frostborn maybe 2 years ago, when I think they were doing their first roadmap, and I was telling them in detail, and I wrote a good Bible amount to them in detail, how it would work, how the monetization, how much they should charge. I just went all out because they said they were taking seriously what they wanted to do.
Totally.
And one of my ideas was having them, like, because we see the boats or the Jakar so often, right?
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be when you get on the boat and it just transports you. Do you know what I mean?
I thought it was.
That's out yet, right?
I thought it was a Draker.
Was it Drake? I probably pronounced it wrong.
No, I'm gonna Google it now. I want to know if I've been pronouncing it wrong.
I'm not very good on
time.
morphology at all, so I'm not the guy to ask on pronunciations. I'm terrible. Butcher all of it.
Yeah.
I'm more the UK and Camelot and Arthur and stuff like that.
Totally.
From that area. Which got me excited as well, because I thought they were mentioning like those different factions as well at one point in the road.
Oh yeah, some of their clickbait.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, okay, well, I know where I'm going. Sorry, guys. I'm going to England.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and then the French. It was pretty funny when they did that.
Oh, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I know where Floor Power's going, 100%. I know where he's going.
Oh, I guess I don't I think I would probably still do the Vikings even though I'm mostly French. But I'm not actually from France. I'm from the US, but like my heritage is mostly I'm Cajun. A lot of people are like, "What's a Cajun?" But it's a French group that uh, was in Canada for a while and they moved down to Louisiana, so they're kind of
Ah, I actually learned something today. I didn't know that. You should put like an edit in the things you didn't know about
yeah.
JCF. But they would have to like, yeah, man. It's the type of update though. It can't just be battle pass and new weapons. At one point, I was moaning that we need legendary weapons, but obviously that's in the game now. But
Yeah.
it's that's not enough though. It's cool, it's amazing, but it's not enough. I'd love for things to be so open world that it'd be connected. That'd be interesting because open world is still big and booming in the
Yeah.
gaming is
Yeah,
at the
and
moment,
honestly they're about to
and that would
they're
be really different.
well, it is kind of open world and they're adding a whole new like branch of the area. They're adding the elves, the elven lands. So they definitely go in the mythology range, and I think that there should be some benefit with the rings of power going up
Hmm.
in popularity. That there could be some parallel of Frostborn getting known because it's covering like elves and dwarves and stuff. We'll see, but
Yeah. What would truly bring me back if they went completely Rust style with Frostborn and you could just build anywhere and it was all just interconnected. It was huge. And then you just have a certain amount of players on the server or something like that. That madness. Do you know what
yeah,
I mean? Obviously, the
yeah,
bubble shield would still protect you like it does, but obviously, it would come down at certain points and you would know. But the problem with it having that open is that you would have, a stupid amount of clans or whatever trying to raid you. Do you know what I mean? Because then there's no limit how many families can attack you at once. That'd be the
hmm
problem with that. So you would have to probably band with a giant alliance for protection. You wouldn't
yeah.
be able to do this small little 4-man party thing anymore.
Okay. Well,
Do you know what I
we'll
mean?
go ahead and move on to the next episode. I'm still sitting here waiting for Floki, but I don't think he's going to come back. Guys, I want to know what you think. Do you think King of Trionids, are you leaning more on the King of Trionids side of like Frostborn? Well, it's just not going to make it. They're not going to get there. It's never going to be a top 10 game. There's just too many bad first impressions that they can't win them back over well enough. It would be too much work. It's just not practically possible. Or do you lean a little bit towards my optimism of, no, you know what? Maybe it's just such a unique game. So good. I'm really curious on y'all's opinion. Please put in the comments. Do you think Frostborn could ever become a top 10 game? All right, guys. See you next time.